Tim Legler alongside the fireworks there in San Francisco, and we'll get to the touchscreen. There's nobody better. But let's let that moment breathe, right? That moment of excellence and reflection in Curry. And just organizationally, you and I were talking off air. It's one thing to get there. You fall off, you don't get back typically. Yeah. Just your appreciation for this group and Steph Curry.
I think this is the crown jewel for this group. I really do. And, usually you get the one run, Scott, and they had that run, 5 finals. And what happens typically at the end of that, a lot of things, right? Guys leave, Kevin Durant. You want to go through some horrific injuries, right? Draymond, Klay Thompson, obviously even Steph injured a lot. You completely remake your supporting cast, right? All those guys are gone. And what you're seeing right there, that reaction right there, that's a guy that at some point didn't know if he'd ever taste this again. And I think that was organizationally. You just wondered, because when they regrouped for this second one, this second run, and I think this is the beginning of one, by the way, these guys are in their 30s now. You're not supposed to have another shot at it when it was that good the first time around. And that's what that reaction is right there out of Steph Curry. Just an appreciation that he was able to get back to the top of the mountain and experience this again and with guys he truly loves, like he mentioned.
Yeah, and I think you've pointed out throughout our visits post-game, they don't win this series without Wiggins, who was spectacular. I don't think they come back early on without Draymond's contributions tonight. And he, I'm sure, loved to tell you, not one but 2 threes and some open J's. Poole comes up big throughout. Klay didn't have his best, obviously, tonight, but had his contributions. But ultimately, Steph Curry is who and what this team orbits around, and I don't know, he couldn't have been any better in these last 2 games in Boston.
This will be called the Steph Curry era. There's no question. It's about him, his unique style of play, and what he has done to revolutionize what good defense looks like, to guard this particular team because of the spacing, the distance, the skill set. You saw it on full display in this entire series, and what a great way to cap it off because, look, he made the gesture. Yeah, I said to you, man, was that a little early? That was, third quarter. He was feeling it. He just hit one from basically the trophy.
They were up 22 at one point, but it gets to single digits, and you're thinking, man, if this goes wrong, this is forever.
Right. I'm going, is that just a tad early? But fittingly, he was the guy that ended all that noise. He had 2 driving layups, got to the rim a couple times, hit another 3. Yeah. Put everybody to bed. So that gesture then didn't come back to haunt him, but I just thought it was fitting the way that the game ended up closing out after Boston had that one last push. Who else is going to decide matters in this finals but Steph Curry?
All right, one last time, man. We're going to have to savor this moment. The touch screen is yours.
I love this so much because 2 plays jumped out at me that not only typify this game, they typify the era. And that's why this is so special to me. So it just starts here. We're going to let this run for a little bit because this is triggered out of their defense, which was exceptional all night. But here's the thing. Watch Boston get back and recover here defensively. You can't do any more than this. Look at this hustle out of Grant Williams. Take away the 3. You think you got him. You did a good job of stopping this possession. And then watch what happens. Ball's going to get reversed. And this is what I'm talking about, typifying the era. Scott, here's the 3 principles we're talking about right here. 1, 2, 3. That's Draymond. That's Klay. That's Steph. Look at where they are operating their offense. You think Steph Curry's a special player? He's being face guarded 40 feet from the basket where the screening action is taking place. Normally, you don't have defenders out there. In this case, obviously, with Steph Curry, you do. And watch what's going to happen. Draymond is the brains of this operation. He is just checking out all this action in this area. What you're going to get is a simple 2-man game here. This is going to be Klay Thompson. It's going to be Steph Curry. And they're going to run a 2-man screen. And as you typically get, you get an overreaction on the switch. And you're going to get Klay Thompson reading this beautifully, setting the screen, and then diving. And watch this delivery of the basketball by Draymond Green. Great pass. He had his best game of the finals tonight. This is who the Warriors are. It typifies them here again. Draymond at his best, pushing it. You think you do a good job stopping him in transition? Has Steph Curry revolutionized the game? Look at Marcus Smart right here. Marcus Smart is face guarding a dude that is at half court. He has no interest in what is going on behind him right now, right? And this is where all the action is taking place. Now take a look as this goes on. You get the 2-man game, you get the kick out. Marcus Smart has turned to take a peek because most guys will say, well, there's got to be action taking place in the lane. No, it doesn't happen. Watch Steph Curry now hunt this down. And watch the end of this. Draymond Green, fittingly, not 1 screen, 2 screens. Keeps Marcus Smart from getting back to him, hits the 3, This was when they got their separation in the game. And to me, I'm watching that and I'm saying, this is who they are. The early push out of Draymond, the constant action, guys being guarded 40 feet away from the basket, total help defense taken away, all your principles, end up with a 3 out of that possession. That is who the Golden State Warriors have been for the last 8 years.
As I look up now, and we're just past midnight here for another hour, I have no idea from now until the end of the show if we get a chance to visit with you again. If we don't, just a final thought that I want to ask you, because you said you think this is the start of another run for Golden State? I
really believe it. This is not going to be their last championship. You got an infusion of youth coming into this team as well with Kuminga. Poole emerged this year. You got Wiseman sitting there waiting, a 7'1" freak athlete in the middle. I think this is the beginning, potentially, of another run. Despite the fact I know how much better the West will be next year, I don't think these guys are done yet.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.